Let me see. They're not done.
Yeah, they're still rolled a little bit in the next stitch.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, you are.
But they're half. Like these guys over there are half these guys, and they're the black cheeks. I know, and the water, the snow on your boots is way better than anything else. They're all done. Come to the shape. Honey, I think it's you. Yes, it is. And she is.
Hello there! So I am on the farm. This is West Coast Colors Farm, run by Lynne and Chris Anderson. And it is beautiful, snowy winter. Just early March now, just the beginning of March. And so this morning, the day started off, we got up. We definitely started a little bit slower than normal, I think, because not a normal early to rise farm person. I do try and get up early at home, but anyway, we sat around, had some coffee, and then went out to the barn and did some chores. So that's, mucking the stalls, taking hay out for the sheep, feeding the chickens, breaking up the ice for the water, and yeah, it's nice for a city slicker like me to get out in the great big open air and to just be here and with the sheep. Definitely, I have a lot to get used to, I think, for sure, when it comes to this sort of lifestyle, even though I have dreams of myself owning something like this one day. You've got to be wary of the sheep, you got to be wary of the sheep dogs, got to be wary where you put your pitchfork and how you close this fence and stuff. There's always lots to be thinking about when you're taking care of animals. So yeah, it's my first day here. It's a beautiful evening. The sun is just setting. I think it's a balmy -3 or 4 right now, which is not at all as cold as it normally gets. I think we're expecting some nights of about -17, so it's going to get pretty chilly, which is a change for a West Coast girl like myself. So yeah, we're going to be spending a lot of time brainstorming today. Part of the reason why I'm at this here on this trip is to do some brainstorming for Lynne. Lynne has a bunch of amazing ideas. Lynne's been a fibre artist for a really long time and is pretty well known in our fibre community here on the West Coast. And now she's brought me on to help her out with branding, and that's been awesome and wonderful. And I am a novice, so it's been a lot of us learning together, but it's been a great deal of fun crafting this story of West Coast Color and her brand, and talking about all the wonderful things that she's doing with her fleece farming here, because this is a fleece farm. Lynne and Chris, they are vegetarians who own a fleece farm. None of their sheep ever go to slaughter. They live out long lives, growing wool, eating hay, eating feed, and getting to run around in the field. And they have CVM, I think it's CVM, Rommeldale. Some of them have some BFL cross in them. So it's a finer wool, which is something that you can produce up here. It's a little bit drier. Where I come from on the west coast of Canada, you have to have different sort of sheep breeds that can be a little bit more hardy for the wet, so they don't get things like hoof rot and stuff like that. So finer sheep breeds, according to Lynne, seem to do a little bit better here in the interior, and that's what she's really interested in. And I've got a wonderful Jilly coming over here to say hi. Hi, Jilly. I don't know if the camera can see you. Come over here. Come on, Jilly. Yeah, so it's been so much fun. This is my second visit here, and just getting to learn more about the journey that Lynne and Chris have gone on with purchasing this land and moving away from the city, and really taking on what has proven to be quite a adventure, I would say. So it's awesome to see them work together and to just help out here and there where I can, because I am most definitely still a city girl. So, but yeah, I'm having a great time, and we're gonna spend the evening, I think, eating pie and just talking about knitting and talking about yarn. Yeah, so I will chat with you later. If you walk over here, you've got an apple orchard, and I think there is some plums in here, maybe even a pear if I'm not mistaken. And you've got some vines growing there. It's all, the garden's asleep right now, so not much to see there. But
So these are for my little divas.
Right there. Oh my God, yeah, they are big enough. Like here.
Oh yeah?
We do all of it. Pacific Northwest, actually. I used to work on a big ranch in the States for a couple of years. We used to do a big sale every year.
That's where it is.
Look at that staple. Look at that crimp. Even. Look at that length. Look at this color. This is a beautiful fleece.
It's morning time. Just a little after 6 in the morning. Oh, good morning, Chili. Hi there, honey. Hi. Look how beautiful it is. It's been cold though.
I'm just making sure that I missed it on the thing. And then do it this way and this way.
On both of the, on all
everything.
three sides.
Yeah, including the corners.
Ooh, the corners.
Yeah. And if the corners start.
Whatever you want.
There's Gus. He is the protection dog for the sheep. Ooh. Sorry, that's Hannah sitting on my foot there. No, I mean Jilly. That's Hannah over there. Okay, I have just a quick moment here in between everything, just to do a little bit more filming. So it has just been such an awesome stay here. I've been having fun just capturing little moments here and there with the camera. It's been so cold. Like, okay, this is cold for me because I am from the coast. So the coast, we just get all the ocean wind, so it just keeps it cooler. I mean, keeps it warmer. So I haven't been able to take out my camera very much because the battery has just been draining so quickly because of the cold. But I've managed to get little bits here and there, so I hope that you've been enjoying watching that. Other than that, I've been having just a wonderful time doing a lot of talking with Lynne. I just love spending time with her. I find that her perspective is just so down to earth. This woman was an ER nurse for most of her life, and now being a farm owner is also something that requires a lot of responsibility, because you are caring for many lives here on the farm. You know, while they might not be people like it was in hospital, it's still, these are creatures that absolutely rely on her for their care. So I think Chris and her are just doing an absolutely marvelous job. This is an amazing undertaking for anyone in their life to try and do, and I just have so much respect for what they are trying to do here, and the level of commitment and hard work that goes into all this every single day. There's so much love that is here and felt between all of the creatures here. It's pretty plain to see, just in the way that, you know, the sheep will react to you when they've developed a relationship with you. It's really no different than a house pet, and they'll come up to you and put their head in your hand for a scratch. And some of the sheep are definitely a little bit more skittish than others, but it's pretty plain to see that there's been a lot of care that's gone into these animals, and she's very proud of her flock and the wool that they make. So yeah, it's just been wonderful to just have Lynne just be so open with me with all this information and all the lessons and the hardships and the mistakes and everything that has gone on since they've gotten here. You know, they are new farm owners, and not totally new now, but they've been doing this for a few years. But, you know, there's a lot of lessons that you learn, and some of them are pretty hard, and accidents happen, and it's you just keep learning the whole way. So I'm just so in awe of all that they've managed to do here. I think that it's incredible, and they certainly have my total admiration, and I'm very grateful to be here and to be spending this time getting to know them, getting to know their animals, and just spending time out looking over the mountains and the lake and all the beautiful nature that's out here. It's such a nice change to get away from all the traffic and all the hustle and bustle that goes on in the city. You know, I call myself a city girl. I've never really given myself any sort of delineation like that in my life. I've never, you know, prescribed to being one or the other, because I haven't really lived in the country in any real sort of way. I've never really lived in a place like this where you are living on a bunch of acres, and there's quite huge spaces between you and any of the other people around. But it's just so peaceful, and I find that just being here, it just feels like it gives your mind some space to just kind of open up and really just the quiet, I think, just gives you the ability to just let your imagination wander, and I'm finding that I'm just getting a bunch of design ideas while I'm up here, and it's just very refreshing and very exciting. And yeah, I think that for me, when it comes to needing a creative boost, just being out in nature and, you know, getting to kind of freely wander about and spend time with different creatures and just absorbing it all just seems to, I don't know, spark something in me. So, and I'm just enjoying the very casual, natural sort of way of living. You know, you get up in the morning, you put your hair in a ponytail, you throw a wool sweater on, and you just head outside, and you know, you don't. There's not as much preoccupation with some of the things that, you know, that I found myself doing a lot at home. So yeah, I just feel like this. I'm getting some good perspective here, and I am loving every second of it. And you know, even this cold has not really got me down. And yeah, it's just been so great. So I'm going to keep doing filming. I'm hoping to just spend a little bit more time with Lynne, just to talk with her a little bit more about starting this farm. I think that I might just set up the camera one evening, and her and I can just film a sort of podcast. And I don't really want to do it like an interview style, you know, like how Christy Glass, if you've watched Christy Glass, she's just an amazing interviewer. I'm not that near that sort of level at all, but I just want to chat with her and ask her some questions about some things that I'm interested about, and hopefully you guys will be too. And yeah, I'm just having such a blast, and I wish everyone could get a chance to come and be on a farm like this and see, you know, this sort of treatment of animals that is going on here, and just the respect and the joy that you find here. You know, it's just Lynne really does take pride and joy in her animals and in this flock, and they make beautiful yarn. So, and that's definitely something that we all can appreciate. So, all of us knitters. So, yeah, I am just so looking forward to being here for a few more days. I'm not really sure how much longer I'm going to need to be here to get the work done that we want to get done, but you know, I'm not really in a big hurry. We're just going to take our time on this one and just you know, get to things as they come, because there is just so much to be done and so much to be working on, and it's very, very exciting, and it's just going to be one thing at a time. Okay, I have managed to get some knitting done. I brought a couple projects with me, but this is the one that has been grabbing my attention the most. But I firstly just have to show you, this was made for me by my mother-in-law at Christmas. She's recently taken up sewing, and I have definitely benefited a lot from that, because she has been making me little bags here and there. So I have my cough. Excuse me. This is my shawl where I've mashed up a couple patterns. And this is going to be in the shape of the Night Shift shawl by Andrea Mowry. So I'm just using the increase that it's making is going to make kind of like a asymmetrical triangle. I just really like the shape of the Night Shift that I made. So I'm going to do that again. And then I was searching around Ravelry, and I was on Susan Ashcroft's page, that's Stitch Nerd on Ravelry. And I saw this Murano Squares stitch pattern. And it's in a mosaic knitting, just like Andrea Mowry's is as well. But this is how this one looks. So it's more like a checkerboard sort of idea. Yeah. And that was kind of a weird way to show that. But I've done again an I-cord edge on there. And I'm using some hand spun. This is done by Lynne. And these it's such a beautiful fiber. This is Polworth and silk, which I think is really, Polworth is one of my favorite fibers to spin. And Polworth and silk is, I mean, the silk just makes it so soft and a little bit of shine to it. And this was done in some colors, just some neutral sort of tones, grays, like smoky sort of purpley grays, and browns, purpley browns, and there's cream colors in there. And then there's sort of different shades of gray with some sort of steely grays in there as well. And then I've paired it with a yarn that I came across this was at West Coast Wools in Vancouver. And this is some Juniper Farm Patagonia organic merino. And this is it's 366 meters, I think, per 100 grams. So it's a bit more of a chunky fingering, I'd say, to sport, heavy fingering to sport. And I've got altogether 4 skeins altogether, so 400 grams. And I'm going to make just as big of a shawl as I can possibly make with all of this. And it was funny, as I was driving in with Chris and just taking a look around at the scenery as we were going through the mountains, this shawl it just looked like the scenery, you know. The dark gray reminded me of the color of the shadows of the mountains and of the trees. And then the rest of it just looks like the snow and it just, you know, the sky in the evening. And it's just, yeah. I'm going to call this Mountain Pass. So the plan is with this, I am going to be selling this as a finished piece once it's done. I really love the idea of crafting stories into these yarns and find things that it reminds me of and then, you know, kind of thinking on the joy that brings of driving through the mountains and just the beauty of all that, and try and, you know, every single time that I'll knit on this, I know that I'll kind of remember that sort of feeling. So I don't know, I'm kind of someone who believes that as you are creating something, you know, you kind of instill a sort of spirit or essence. You know, I don't want to sound too out there, but I don't know if people will know what I mean. But, you know, I think intentions matter and they can be felt maybe later on. So I just want to make sure that everything that I wrap people in is filled with good intention. Yeah, and I'm trying to use products that I feel really good about, and you know, getting to work with an item with the artist while she's here is also just so neat and special. And I'm thinking that I'm going to probably make a collection of shawls like this and have them themed after certain different moments that just strike awe and wonder into my heart, and just find yarns and spin up a yarn that, you know, reminds me of that, and I'm going to try and use as conscientiously sourced products as possible. You know, I've got some Hinterland in my stash, which is quite a local yarn to me, and then I have plans to also source some other yarns that are going to be hopefully fairly local to me as well, because I would like to make the carbon footprint of this item to be as small as possible. And yeah, I just want there to be good vibes all the way down. So I think that's my cue, and I'm gonna have to get going, but I just wanted to check in and show what I've been working on while I'm here, and talk a little bit more about what this visit has been like, and yeah, I hope that you guys have been enjoying following along. So I will talk to you later.
Oh, Jilly, look at what you got going on. What'd you do to your face, huh? Where you been? What you been sniffing out, huh? You're so funny.
Good for you, girl. Next. What is next going to be?
So, on my last day here, the snow started to come down, so it was so pretty just to get a chance to actually see that it's snowing here. And last night we topped off the whole trip with some time in the hot tub, which was really fun to be looking all around and seeing all the snow and being nice and warm in a hot tub. So that was pretty excellent. Yeah, I wish I had gotten a chance to do a little bit more filming, but some life stuff came into play while I've been here, so that's okay. I am happy with what I have got, and I hope that you have enjoyed watching my trip here, and I'm just so excited to show you the yarn that I have brought home from this wonderful farm once I get home and I can actually show you that.